Welcome to Mutual Fund Family.
Log on to mutualfundfamily.com for more info.
Greetings everyone and welcome to a new financial year. What a wonderful year FY17 has been. It's been a year full of ups and downs, but the markets have done very well. If you look at the Sensex of the Nifty, they have grown 15 to 17% in FY17. We started the year with multiple events. Raghuram Rajan leaving, Brexit happening, we've had Trump's victory, we've had Fed rate hikes, we've had demonetization. It's been across the globe and in India, we've had multiple events. But despite that, we've seen the markets being very, very strong and the fund flow to the mutual fund industry being extremely good. How do we look at the year going forward? I think this year FY18 will be, if not the same, much better for us in the mutual fund industry and India in general. Let's look at some of the positives which are required for a good year for all of us. We have a government which is steadfast in terms of focusing on growth of the country. They're really looking at how we can grow the GDP, implementing laws and making things easier for people at large to do well in the country. We have now come to a situation where the GST bill has been passed and we are looking at a July implementation for the GST bill and various other reforms which are either announced by the government or are likely to be announced by the government, which will make the domestic industry do well in this financial year. On the fixed income side, the RBI has been very cautiously ensuring that there is no destabilization in the market. We have seen a large amount of growth on the fixed income side from the individual customers also during the last financial year. We have seen people put in their money, taking them away from deposits and getting them into traditional products in the mutual fund space such as accrual products and also in short-term fixed income products. So when we look at this year, we see a lot of positives. One of the most important things is that there is a rising awareness of the various funds that are available in the mutual fund industry and rising awareness about the category itself. So more and more customers or prospective customers who have never really invested in mutual funds are asking as to what is a mutual fund, how can I invest in a mutual fund, what do I need to be careful of, and interesting questions in terms of them wanting to really look at this category in itself. If you look at the other dynamics, that's the competitive products are there. Typically in India it used to be gold and real estate. They are not doing so well over the last 1 year or so, and we don't expect them to do very well in this year also, which means coupled with these two products and the interest rates in the banks going down, we see that the customer is possibly left with no choice but to ask, where can I invest my money where I'll possibly get a higher return for the similar amount of risk? And the obvious answer to those questions is the mutual fund industry. We have seen some record numbers in the last financial year in terms of SIP. Now SIP has become a kind of a buzzword in the industry. It's become an acceptable norm. Today I don't think we need to go and sell an SIP. But let's also understand that one-time investments or lump sum investments are also important and they continue to be there. Today we have a SIP book in the industry which is more than 4,000 crores a month, which has lent stability to the equity markets when we compare it to the FII. So we are no more reliant on FII inflows or FII outflows because we have a strong, robust domestic industry which is helping the equity markets sustain. We have a large campaign which is currently ongoing, which has been spearheaded by AMFI, Mutual Fund Sahi Hai. I think this is going to create awareness. This campaign is across TV, radio, newspapers, hoardings, and all kinds of medium, including online and digital channels. I think this will only spur the number of investors who are expected to grow and come to this industry. What's happening on the operation side? The government is moving, or the SEBI is moving towards having a CKYC, which means that any customer who is a bank customer would technically become a KYC customer as we go ahead during the year, which makes life easier for all of us to sell the products. As many of us know, one of the big impeding facts in terms of a smooth transaction was getting the KYC done for the various investors. online channels are really going to play a large part, and I'm sure that many of my distributor friends have already tied up with various platforms such as MFU, BSE, NSE and the other platforms which are available, so that they are able to service the investors much better, more efficiently, and are able to focus more in terms of the sales time versus the operations and the service time, leading to business growth. The MF industry is obviously, like I said, with the campaign, is expected to do well in terms of the awareness level. But interestingly, many people do look at track records of mutual fund, and if you look at 3 and 5 year track records, most funds have done very, very well, whether it is on the fixed income side or on the equity side, despite, like we discussed earlier, the ups and downs in the markets, both on the fixed income and equity side. So what do we look forward? We look forward to an extremely big year for the mutual fund industry in terms of growth of customers. It's not difficult to see how much we can grow. You just need to put a number to it, whether you would like to grow your number of customers or your AUM by 3 times, 5 times or 10 times than what you currently have. I think anything is possible in today's day and age, especially with the kind of positive tailwinds that we have in this industry. I'm looking forward to an extremely positive year for L&T mutual funds. Just certain word of advice. There are a lot of customers who are going to be coming into this industry for the first time. Obviously, we do try and sell SIPs to them so that we are able to ensure that their experience is not a very volatile experience, but is a smooth experience as they go along. However, there are other product categories also which we can target to them, which they will be more comfortable with. In the case of L&T mutual fund, we can talk about an equity savings fund or a dynamic equity fund that we have. What do these products do? They invest part of the money in fixed income, part of the money in equity arbitrage, and maybe a very small component of it in direct equities, which ensures that on a risk-adjusted basis, the volatility of these funds would be low, as well as the customer's experience in terms of getting returns on these funds are similar to what they have been experiencing in a bank or a fixed deposit kind of a market. So we have lots of funds. I think it's imperative we sell the right product to the right set of customers. Those who've been with the industry or those who understand funds, obviously direct equities and accrual funds are there for them. However, for the first time investors, which I believe are going to be a large set of investors, I think we need to go more into the conservative products, which will benefit all of us in the near future. So looking forward to an absolutely fantastic FY18. Wishing each one of you all the very best, and I hope that at the end of this year, when we talk on 31st of March 2018, we all will be smiling, happy and saying that my AUM grew 3x, 5x or 10x. I would also like to personally thank you, because this year we've seen more than 3,500 new distributors actually start selling L&T mutual funds. This has really helped us in terms of growth of our assets. We've been amongst the top 5 in terms of percentage growth in the previous financial year. Our fund performance has been good across both fixed income and equity, and we believe that as we go ahead during the year, we'll continue to ensure that we focus on long-term fund performance, and we hope to see a large growth in terms of number of investors and more number of people distributing our products. All the best.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe Mutual Fund family.